Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about sex education, the birds and the bees. I'm just kidding. We're not going to talk about the nature of sex, but we are going to talk about the nature of interpersonal conflict. Corey Floyd, professor of communication studies at the University of Arizona, provided this information on conflict resolution in his 2017 textbook, Interpersonal Communications. So, the three main areas that we're going to go over today: what is interpersonal conflict, characteristics, strategies to manage conflict successfully. What is interpersonal conflict? Interpersonal conflict is like when you argue with somebody and you're interfering with their goals, they're interfering with yours, or you don't have the same goal. There are two ways to express this, which is verbally and non-verbally. So non-verbally would be like crossing your arms, kind of standing offish towards the other party, or verbally is obviously using your words to communicate how you feel. So the characteristics of interpersonal conflict. Everybody read it with me. Conflict is natural. So you have to have conflict to build your relationships with your family, your love life, your friendships. You have to have this conflict because it'll help you work through stuff to make the relationship stronger. Conflict has content, relational, and procedural dimensions. So content would be disagree on issue. It's the thing that heated the issue to begin with. The relational dimension is implications the conflict may have on the relationship. So it's the ideas that actually affect the whole conflict. Finally, the procedural dimension is the rules and the expectations. So the rules and expectations would be how people argue. So they would be guidelines of how one person argues or how they talk to people, and the other person could be completely different. Conflict can be direct or indirect. So directly dealing with conflict is actually faster and it gets to the resolution quicker. It can also heat the argument even more sometimes. Indirectly will take you longer to get to the resolution. It will sometimes be weeks, months, years, days. You name it. Interpersonal conflict. Conflict can be harmful. So there's times that it can elevate your stress, could have health problems on you, or can lead to aggressive behavior. However, though, conflict can be beneficial. People can learn about each other, can lead to better solutions sometimes, but the main idea of this is conflict is only beneficial if it is managed correctly. Strategies to manage conflict successfully. Competing. So competing is having a higher concern for your desires over the other person's desires. Avoiding is having low concern for either side. So you're not really worried about the other person's side or your side. Accommodating. So when you're accommodating, you are more worried about the other person's desires and needs more than your own. Compromising. So you're having a true desire for both sides here. So you're having a true desire for your own needs and wants and for the other person's, and you're wanting to find something in the middle that works for both parties. Collaborating is trying to meet both people's needs to resolve the conflict. So you're trying to meet both people's needs to resolve the whole conflict. Collaborating can also take a lot of time and patience, just like compromising can. So, to conclude today, we have talked about the nature of interpersonal conflict. We have talked about what interpersonal conflict is, characteristics, and strategies to manage it successfully. So here you have a guy and another guy that are arguing, and then at the end they've resolved the conflict. That was the main idea of what we talked about today. But I will leave you with this. Always have enough cheese to fill a boot.